I'm Dylan Burns, war journalist and Twitch streamer, and I'm also here with legislative correspondent on Twitch and YouTube, IRI, and we have, who are you?
I'm Ahrelevant on Twitch and Kick, political commentator and drama streamer.
Well, Wick TV, I stream on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. I host debates, do a wide variety of content. I've had people, No Opinion came on my show the other day. It was a great conversation. Yeah, that's what I do.
So, Ahrelevant, any good drama from this yet? Did anybody, do the dirty?
I mean, it seemed like one of the canvassers possibly got into a car accident.
Yeah.
That was...
Yeah, that's the best we got?
Or something?
No, I think it was just a little something, but there's nothing significant, no crazy drama or anything like that.
Got you. What can we do to change that?
Apparently, all you gotta do is you gotta just have these people stay out for a couple more days and then keep them inside of these houses locked away. I was, my room, I have a roommate now that showed up. I'm in a shared space, like this couch inside of a shared space, and there's another couch or another bed that just pulled out underneath it, and
he slept next to a man last night. He didn't even know his name.
I didn't know his name. But it was
LGBT
enjoyable.
icon.
Of course, yeah, that's me coming out on that.
Did you go out and knock doors too?
Yeah, I did.
How was that?
It was a lot of fun. I
Okay,
really
now,
enjoyed it.
fun fact, Relly and I knocked doors together when he came out in Georgia for the first time in 2021.
Yeah.
And now were you leading? Were you guiding a little bit, passing down that knowledge to the next person?
Actually, I was with one of the leads here, a very experienced individual who was giving me a bunch of tips and pointers. You were really chill, they were really chill, but this person, oh man, they were giving me the
pro
rundown.
tips?
Yeah, the tech.
What are the pro tips? Anything?
It was just like, how to come off as like a little bit more personal, a little relax a bit, because I'm pretty anxious about it. I know other people are too.
I get nervous.
It's not the easiest thing to do.
Do you think collecting so many different internet needs at a single location has undercut our ability to have any social awareness when interacting with voters?
Of course. I mean, there's no other way to go about it. These people this knocking on the door is probably the most social interaction a lot of these people have had.
It makes for a memorable experience. So when you have internet nerds knocking on your door, you're going to remember that.
You are.
It's going to linger with you. The smell, at least.
Who did that nerd tell me who to vote for?
Exactly.
What was you were knocking doors too, Wade?
Yeah,
How was your experience?
Me and Josiah from Pondering Politics went out together. I think we must have knocked 100 doors at least. We spent a lot of time doing it.
Couple hours.
Yeah, the people were great. Yeah, we had a lot of discussions about what was on people's minds. Like, what did the average voter, like the man about town, if you will, what was on their minds when it came to the election coming up? And yeah, it was.
Did anybody stick out in particular? Do you have any particular?
Actually, there was a theme, right? A lot of people were just very concerned about democracy.
I heard that too. Yeah.
And people are worried, right? People are worried about the integrity of our system, right? And they're worried about the people who doubt it, the people who are trying to tear it down and destroy it. So that is something that, again, it surprised me. I thought we were going to hear economy. I thought we were going to hear immigration. Didn't hear that once.
Democracy.
Democracy was the number one thing.
Did you hear certain issues or anything too?
Yeah, but the responses I got were more local. It was literally just like, hey, there's potholes in the road that they promised to fix for like a while and they're not fixed.
Yeah.
Like that was
You got parking too, right?
Yeah, parking. Yeah. There was like people that were concerned with like the very immediate problems, like just parking to be able to get to the house. Like having proper sidewalks, crosswalks, so that way people could get across the street with their dogs and animals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was like a lot of people's big concern.
It's interesting.
Stuff.
It's interesting to me how they open up. Like, why would they tell you this? Like, what's the point? They think you're going to fix it, but it just shows you that there's a need for like a sounding board for people to be able to.
That's what it felt like.
Talk about their problems. Yeah, like
it felt
the
like
issues they have.
People were coming out and they're like, "Oh man, finally somebody asking me what my problems are." Hey, look, listen, I'll cook with you.
I got a list. Hold on, let me go get it real quick.
There was some people that were like that. They felt very, very like energized to have a conversation about some of the problems they could vent off to us. So it was cool.
I got a question. One of the biggest issues that I've heard from a lot of the new canvassers is these people don't know the progressive victory. These people don't know the person on their porch. And once you start like, hi, my name's so-and-so, tell me what you care about, tell me about your politics, are you registered to vote? People are private, people feel weird about it because they don't know who you are. How do you make somebody feel comfortable sharing that type of information?
Me personally, I'm just, I don't know, it's a great question. I mean,
look at this guy's easygoing demeanor. I feel like I would just talk to him about
First
stuff.
of all,
I want to open up about my secrets right now.
well, look, first of all, it's kind of like the pro tip: step back, smile, looking at the door. Like, you know, I carry the clipboard, so they think I'm more professional because I feel like utility guys carry around a clipboard. I'm not just some guy with my hands in my pockets. So I think it's just about being looking professional, but also being positive, smiling. But I think when I talk to people at the door, I'm like, listen, how you doing, man? We're just out here making sure people are getting registered to vote. We got a big election coming up, and they can see like the passion, you know? And when I talk to the other canvassers, because I love going up to all these newer canvassers too, and so many of these people are like first time canvassing. And for them, they're just excited to share that. And I think people can sense that excitement when you knock on their door. You're not there like, how you doing today, sir? I'm here to collect signature. You know, not that vibe. So
Yeah, a smile goes a long way. I think also leading with the voter registration, I think is really good, because who gets angry at somebody getting the public registered to vote? Even if you're not registered to vote, if you hear that, it's like, oh, this is a public service of some sort.
right. They get to see you're not there to sell them something. Like, you're genuinely here because you care about something. I don't know. Do you guys get that vibe?
Absolutely. They want to, as Ahrelevant said, people want to talk to you, right? And if you center them, right? Again, me and Josiah were going around, kept it simple, kept it short. Hey, would you like to be, are you registered to vote? Would you like to be? You need to update it. Oh, no? Okay. One last question. What's your top issue this election? And people will share, right?
Yeah, I felt the same way, but there was a lot of people opening up. I had a person that we talked to that said, if Trump gets elected, they're gonna move to Iceland. That's what they said. They were like, yeah, Iceland, that's the spot.
Any particular reason Iceland specifically?
They were like, they said a place without a conservative leader, and they wanted Iceland because they liked the snow with the like hot springs or something and stuff like that.
They had it planned out.
Yeah, they were scouting spots.
They looked it up on
spots.
They were hitting up Zillow, yeah. All right, I think we're gonna keep bringing people in. So, Relly, we're gonna swap you real quick. We'll bring you back though.
Relly.
What is up, party people? Talking about the glory of Donald J. Trump, our man, our savior, our leader, our hero.
Are you a big Trump fan, actually?
Yeah, I like Trump.
Wait, introduce yourself real quick, just in case people don't know.
Hello, my name is Lauren DeLaguna, and I'm on YouTube and X, and I like to fight people on Twitter.
Paste. Okay, hold on. Wick has a big debate coming up tonight.
Ooh,
Wick,
fun.
do you want to preview this real quick? Because I know
Sure.
Lauren wants to fight you a little bit on this.
I wanted to physically fight you.
But
and I
wait,
told you
let
that
physically fight?
I
I'm
told-
down.
In
I mean-
private. I told you that in private. I can't believe you're just like airing out my dirty laundry.
Look, if you guys want to fight, go ahead. That's cool.
Let me
Tell them about the debate first.
tell the debate
Before
first, and
you
we can
guys
get to
fight.
the fisticuffs
Okay,
later.
before the fisticuffs.
So tonight, at about 7:30, we're going to have Ian Crossland from Tim Pool, right?
Ooh, my
And-
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is that
Okay,
true?
well,
We dated
I'll
for
be
3 days. It was fun. Go ahead.
Fair enough. But Destiny is actually going to be talking to him. We're going to talk about can we trust the electoral system in America? Has it failed us as voters? It's an interesting topic. I think there's a lot of discussion around that, especially around the 2020 election, and it's worth discussing. It's worth talking about. What about you? Do you think it's failed us?
Has the electoral system failed us? Is that your question?
Can we trust our votes?
Currently, I don't believe our elections are as secure as they could possibly be. I think the things that would create a secure election are things that conservatives have been fighting for.
Such as?
So like single day voting, no mass mail out ballots, voter ID, having a end time for like a strict start and end time, having it for the open polls, having a time in which all the ballots will be counted by, having like if you have
But doesn't so I've heard this argument several times, and it seems to me like you're trying to fix a problem that doesn't exist. We know that the fraud in our system, in our electoral system, currently is very, very low. It's insignificant.
How do you know that?
How do I know that? We've done data. We've looked at the amounts of people who have been charged for fraud and things like that.
Right, so just because fraud hasn't necessarily been found or prosecuted, and I would...
Secret fraud, hidden?
Well, all fraud is attempted to be secret. People don't typically be like, hey guys, I committed fraud. It was awesome. Let me make a YouTube video about it. Now, sometimes they do, but then they usually get caught. And then there's people who talk about how dumb they were for talking about the fraud. So yeah, typically fraud is secret.
Well, can I ask you a question? But
No.
how do you okay, never mind.
Well, that's
Go ahead.
But if then how do you know that there's an issue of mass fraud or that it needs to be addressed if you can't get the data on it because the data that is collected isn't trustable by your standards, but also you can't collect it because they're not telling you?
We just know from, first of all, we have done studies on previous elections and on elections in other countries, and we know like our three-letter agencies have created a list of things to do to create the most secure possible election, as looking at other countries and seeing elections that have been like fraudulent or stolen.
I understand,
And
but those are other
when
countries.
the list of things that they have said, no, in totality, like it's just about election security, and the things that you can do to make the election the most secure are the things that the conservatives are fighting for: voter ID, one-day voting, no mass mail out.
We could, the most secure election is one that doesn't happen. There's no fraud if you don't. So obviously, right, we can make it more secure, but there will be.
Technically be the
Dude, this debate sounds epic. We're gonna have to wait for next round.
Yeah,
we got to bring somebody else in. Wick, thank you for
Round two.
previewing it. Thank you for sharing stuff with us.
Wick can stay. Wick
Oh, wait.
can stay.
I'll
We're
stay?
gonna get the mic to Steven.
Oh, okay. Wick can stay.
I'm eye candy now.
We got a brand new content creator coming on, guys. New guy. He's a little shy.
Actually, I want Steven in between Ira and
Okay.
We're getting manhandled.
Wow.
I would put it on the other side because he's on the other side. Because
Hi guys, what's up?
Welcome, Steven. Hello.
She's telling us about Trump and how he's cool.
So what did you think about that exchange right there? Who won?
It's okay. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth, our elections are probably pretty secure. I know that bothers conservatives, but
Get wrecked. Take that
well,
out.
as long as this dork says it.
true.
Damn.
You're not bringing that energy you had for Wick right now to him.
Sorry, this little dwarf says it. Like, what's the energy? Like, what kind of insults do you want me throwing?
You gonna take that?
I think the problem, when it comes to voter stuff, I think the problem is both sides lie. I think the Democrats lie a little bit, but I think conservatives lie a lot. I think if you wanted to have a secure election, I think that if a conservative would have put forth a measure where you're offering to send a free identification card to every single person in the state and then have that at what?
I think
You might say fine,
No, there's
but that-
a lot of conservatives that if you're willing to give, like, okay, if we're gonna require voter ID, then a lot of conservatives would be like, okay, fine. Then the Democrats make a very good point that we should make IDs accessible, easily accessible, and free. If we're gonna
Historically, though, I don't know if conservatives actually care about that. I think they just don't want like certain people, like black people and poor people, to vote.
that's just not true.
Well, I mean, like-
especially when Trump is running for election, we want as many black people out
You
there voting as
absolutely do
possible.
not want as many black people. Not every single black person.
Black people love Trump.
Yeah, they're not all the one guy on Twitter that raps about Trump. I'm sorry, but the average black person is probably, yeah.
If you like it. Look at South Carolina.
Keep
How
that
do you
energy,
think that
have
Trump
it
would do
the
in
rock.
South Carolina? We saw the what's it called? The primaries. And Biden got 96% of the vote. Everyone was saying, oh, black people aren't excited to vote for Biden. That just doesn't seem to be true. We seem to see, again, high voter turnout and high, they want to vote, right? 96%, that's a lot. That's a huge amount.
Are you doing? So you're judging it off 2024
That is
primaries
one-
and not
That is
2020?
one data point, but that's not the only data point we got.
And
Again, we can
2020
look at
Trump
the-
election
Let's look at the
results.
historical
Okay.
precedent
I think
of
we
how black
should.
people in America have voted.
Yes,
Do you
I
think-
absolutely think we should, because
Yeah?
we could see that the dramatic trend upward starting in 2016, then 2020 specifically because Trump ran. Black people like Trump. Look, if Ron DeSantis won the Republican primaries, I don't think that I would be like, okay, maybe I would prefer if, like, you know, then black people might not be as excited to vote for Trump.
Right?
But people,
you only want black people to vote if they vote for who you think you
Well,
want.
I only want anyone to vote, like any race. I don't. It's not like particular towards blacks or. But like if it was like
I would like to
Asians, and if Asians were
I
all
would
going to vote for
like
Biden,
to
then I wouldn't want.
extend the vote to everyone, regardless of how they vote, because I believe in democracy, and that's the difference between you and me.
I believe in democracy.
Voting. You believe in the power.
Don't let them say that to
I
you.
believe in democracy,
I
and I
think-
don't think that. So, like for instance, in Australia, they require everybody to vote. That is really
I'm an
forcing
American,
everybody to
and I
vote.
don't care what Australia does.
No, you're not hearing me out. Fuck.
rude.
It's just about.
Hold on, can we just take a moment to appreciate how much you got destroyed there?
It's not just about.
Oh my God.
It's not just about the most people voting. It's not just about having the maximum people voting. It's about having the people who care about the elections, who are informed about the issues, voting. And we would like the maximum amount of people to be informed and want to vote. However, it's not just getting as many people out there to vote, especially if they're completely
I
informed.
think you
Wait, I
should
don't wanna-
skip
I don't
and
wanna-
just fist fight.
I don't want to.
Yeah, bring it! No, just open it.
I don't want to pile on, but is there? I don't want to pile on at all. But is there any concern that if you put all these measures in place, like single-day voting, that therefore the amount of people that are voting is going to go down, and then you're not going to have a representative voter sample for the population? Then certain groups of people who work on election day, or people who couldn't make it out, who would have voted if they could have mailed it in, they can't vote.
Yeah, so I would want, if we're going to be doing all of these things that conservatives want, if we're going to be doing all the things that conservatives want to make this election as secure as possible, I think the conservatives are going to have to come the other way and make it as easy as possible for people to vote.
How do you do that with single? Wait, but how could you?
Well, for instance, like making it a national holiday on election day, that's something Democrats
Let's do
typically
that first.
want.
Let's do
Or
that
making
first. It's a
free.
show of good faith. If that is how you want to do it, if we can make the voting day a national holiday.
This is such a non-issue. Conservatives don't want to do that. Any of this.
I think
they
a
don't.
lot of
When
us
you when
absolutely
the
do.
courts have looked at how conservatives have tried to do like voter ID and shit in the past, like I think in North Carolina, I'm pretty sure the phrase was surgically targets black voters to disenfranchise them from voting.
So
when they tried to disbar certain
based
IDs that
on-
they used, when they tried to shut down certain polling places they wanted to use, and when they tried to get rid of early voting that black people predominantly use, and when they sit here and what? Oh,
Student IDs as well.
what? Sorry, he flipped me off for like 10 minutes. I don't know why he's just screaming at me. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think conservatives have any interest in increasing the amount of voter people. Like, look at all the crying out against like the mail-out, no request ballots or whatever for mail-in voting. Like, why so upset?
About the mail-in voting, because it's not as secure as this in-person voting, in which you can actually look at someone's ID
Why have
and check
conservatives
ID
who
and
have
have
disproportionately
and also
enjoyed
signatures.
why have conservatives who have disproportionately enjoyed mail-in ballots because of like military voting and everything overseas
true.
for years never complained about the security of mail-in ballots for? Why is it that so many of the state statutes that were charged with being corrupt and unfair passed by Republican legislatures and nobody ever changed
ideas.
them before the election?
You're conflating ideas.
That's
so
right,
fine.
tell her.
So, for instance, mass mail-out voting is very different than the military absentee ballots, which is like, so it's a completely, so you're trying to conflate those ideas because conservatives typically represent the military and are going to be voting absentee ballot, but the way that the 2020 election was held was completely unique, and the vast majority of mail-in ballots from that election were not military.
But why is it that 12 states that used the mail-out ballots with the no request mail-out ballots, Trump won anyway? Like the idea that these are like historically insecure, there's no data for it. He won states that use these,
Did
so
he
there's
win
no
that
reason.
election?
What?
He didn't win that election.
No.
Okay.
But what? But he didn't win the states he needed to. But I mean, who cares? I mean, it's not like Trump doesn't need the popular vote to win anyway. He lost the popular vote against Hillary by what? 3 million votes? 5 million votes? 4 million votes?
But he won that election.
He did win, and he did win against Biden. But what's the point?
Because I think that
Remember, gang, this is a preview for tonight.
Yes.
FYI.
2020 was significantly less
It was
secure than
it wasn't. It was
2016.
officials under a
Due to
Trump
the-
administration
yeah,
that
the
said this is
COVID.
the most secure election we've ever had.
Wait, let us-
Trump
How?
officials
Like, that's
said
actually
this.
why. I know that
let's-
they said it, but the fact that they said it does not make that true.
Where's the
and
proof that it's not
actually-
true?
Oh, okay.
It's
Come on,
actually
chill.
where's
We
the
don't want
proof that it is
one versus
true?
100 here. We got a whole
You
bunch.
got the one conservative. That's the one that's.
We love her though. We love her.
How many
elections in the United States
We
history.
love her.
A gangbang of
She's very
20
special.
v1 featuring Jasmine Jafar. Only
very
one
special.
bitch gets fucked.
All right,
If if Republicans were to actually come forward, saying we want to make this a national holiday, we want to issue a voter ID to everybody in the state, I think Democrats have a really hard time fighting against that. I think it would look kind of crazy because, rightfully pointed out, there's a lot of European countries, most or all, I think, require like voter IDs anyway.
That's actually a really good point. Speaking of national holidays, do you know what date is today?
Am I allowed to make your mom jokes?
Super
up here?
Bowl!
Yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday! Let's go! Taylor Swift ruined the
Oh, I literally forgot it was Super Bowl. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna Swift into something else.
Another national holiday.
Do you know what day it is today?
Let me check my Google Calendar. I don't know.
It's the last day of your canvassing event.
Oh my god.
That's a national holiday?
It will be soon.
When is
Super Bowl is like literally an international holiday. A national holiday made international. It's like so dope. We're gonna impress everybody in the world with our stupid sport that nobody else plays.
That's
It's
true.
like
It's
so
literally the worst sport. It's literally
It's so cool.
any sport is better than American football.
Elections or?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, football.
The
Cringe.
superb owl.
At least play rugby. At least just be brave and play rugby.
Oh my god.
Am I wrong? The tactics are more interesting. You can only throw
I'm
backwards.
sorry, Kyla. We have people who have literal brain damage because of our sports, and you think that they're not.
You think rugby doesn't have brain
Yeah,
damage?
they do.
They're worse. They don't even have helmets.
Yeah,
They don't even have padding. They just fucking run into each other.
To have more brain damage.
Wait, hold on. Also, fact check. I'm pretty sure playing without helmets and everything means that you have to play safer and you don't have as much brain damage. True. It's like boxing with
Do you have
gloves.
evidence for that?
Well, you can look it up, but I know it's true for boxing. You can get harder with
For boxing, the issue is that like what you're talking about in rugby is like high impact, so they don't like get knocked on the head necessarily.
I'm making this up, but I seriously don't. In rugby, they're crashing into each other the same way they do in an NFL football game. There's no way.
Yeah, but
you know
don't
what?
think that they're having major neck torsion that's going on?
Ours is better.
No, the brainstem neck torsion.
Brainstem is super important for CTE development.
Yeah, actually, isn't it true that if you wear a helmet, you're more likely to get the brain injuries?
Hey, welcome to 2 minutes ago on the conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
No, she's saying the opposite of you.
You're wrong.
Why?
Because
She's saying
when
that the
you wear
helmet makes you less careful of your head.
Well, I want to say.
How does that, when you wear the helmet, wait, how,
No, because it's not about the impact, it's about the movement of your brain. So if you do this, you can still get a fucking brain injury.
that's crazy because your mom was doing this last night. She didn't get any brain injuries.
Actually, she did. She's really mumbling now.
Listen, I think it's awesome. We got all these cool content creators here to come out and do the canvassing event. So thank you guys all for coming out, and it is a treat to see everybody together. Do we want to? Oh, can we pass the mic over there?
So rates of head injury for rugby players apparently 50%, 68 for football. Because at the end of the day,
Quick, football, American football or the poor football?
no, it's American football. I would never make that confusion.
Compare soccer to rugby. That's
What do you mean? You see soccer
Yeah, how the
people, if
fuck
the
are-
wind blows the wrong way, they're on the ground like, oh!
No one's gonna say
penalty
yeah.
shot!
There's not a 68% chance.
The real.
There's not a 68% chance of head injury in soccer.
If people put their bodies on the line and sacrifice their lives for that sport, and you want us to make it worse for them?
Yeah.
I just want what's her name, Taylor Swift to win tonight. Okay, that's all I want.
I'm tired of the bitching about Taylor Swift. She's on for 25 seconds for a 2-hour game. Why do people care that much? It's not that big
Because
a deal.
those 25 seconds are important and they matter. And how dare you minimize women's time?
Do you ever think about the fact that she's hot?
That's why that 25 seconds is very much appreciated.
Yeah, it's very important.
Steven, who are you rooting for in today's Super
You just
Bowl?
wanted to fact check, you wanted to slide in, shit on me, and then just hand the mic back?
They come in, but I've got 49ers.
Ah, I see. Calculated, you know? Interesting, very interesting. So did it say nothing about brainstem injuries?
I feel like a lot of people were.
It said nothing about brainstem injuries? I'm just
It just said
conceding.
head, so apparently rugby players get more face injuries because obviously they got the cauliflower ears and shit. But isn't that the whole point with helmets? Is that helmets only protect your skull? They don't protect your brain from
Well,
bouncing around.
they usually protect, they
Yeah.
protect from like skull fractures and stuff like that. They don't protect from the bouncing around.
Wait, what was I wrong about? There was a higher rate of injuries for
No,
football.
no, no, he was right.
Wait, what? I thought he was.
Oh!
No.
Just like for voter fraud.
No, he was correct.
All right,
They were wrong.
yes, we're getting the
We
signal.
do 68% for football, 50% for rugby.
That means
Which
rugby
means
players
football players
get
get higher
less.
head injury rates.
Yeah, so.
Wait, no, I was saying that they get more.
Yes. No, she had it. You were there.
Oh,
They get more injuries.
We were against you.
Yes.
Oh.
But you were fist pumping me, so I thought you were part of my team.
Lauren's just excited to be here.
I think that the real controversy here is that Kyla doesn't want American football players to necessarily
give her the mic, Lone.
play rugby. She just wants them to get more injured because she hates them. So
That's true.
yeah.
I hate athletes. But unfortunately, that's where we have to end here. You'll have to tune in next time to find out my plan with athletes in the future.
Excellent.
Peace out, Cubs.
Peace.
Bye.